Alright guys, the rack position is the first position we need to learn. It's the same one we use whenever we front squat. Her grip is going to be an inch to 2 inches outside the width of her shoulders. Her hands are nice and relaxed, and the weight of the barbell is actually sitting right here on her deltoids. Okay, the bar is nice and close to her neck, and her elbows are up in this position right here. What we don't want to see is the elbows down and the weight starts getting supported by the actual hands. You'll feel a lot of stress in the wrist when you do this. Go ahead and bring it back up. That's a good, strong rack position right there. And that's where we need to receive the barbell at. All right, so the second position we need to learn is that of the RDL/hang position. What she's gonna do is she's gonna keep a slight bend in her knees, hinging at the hips. She's gonna slide that barbell just above her kneecap. Okay, this is a good, strong position right here. Also notice that her back is nice and flat. Go ahead and arch your back incorrectly. All right, that's not what we wanna see there. We wanna see a good flat back. Fix it. Excellent. And then come back up. Okay, this is an extremely difficult exercise for most athletes to learn because they always want to bend their knees and dip. Go ahead and demonstrate a dip for me, Kara. Okay, notice that she didn't hinge forward at all, she simply bent her knees. All right, come back up. Correct position, right there. Slight bend in the knees, her shoulders and chest come in front of the barbell, back is nice and flat, and she's pressing that bar into her thighs. So this is a good hang position, good RDL position right here. Go ahead and come up one more time for me, Kara, and then slide it down in the correct position. Right there, that's my hang position. All right, so when she has the rack position down and she understands what a good hang position / RDL position is, we're gonna go ahead and work on the extension and shrug. She's gonna start in that hang position right there, shoulders out in front, back is nice and flat. She's gonna slide that barbell up her thighs, she's gonna extend with her ankles and shrug the barbell up. Go ahead and do it again, Kara. Slides it up, extends and shrugs, and then comes right back down. You'll notice she's on the balls of her feet, her hips come all the way through, and she's also shrugging the barbell up. One more time. Good, and right back down. From here, we're gonna go ahead and add on to that extension and shrug and go into a power clean. All right, the power clean simply means you're catching it in that quarter squat right here, not riding it all the way down to full squat. Kara, go ahead and demonstrate one. Good. Okay, notice she took it down to that RDL position, she extended, she shrugged, and then she rotated her elbows up through and caught that barbell in that rack position that we talked about earlier. Let's go ahead and do one more, Kara. Excellent. All right, notice elbows forward, the weight of the barbell is on the shoulders, hands slightly wider than the shoulders with a nice, good, relaxed grip. All right, so once she has that hang power clean down, it's just catching in that quarter squat. We're gonna go ahead and add the full squat, take it to a full clean. She starts in that RDL position right above the kneecap. She's gonna extend, shrug, elbows go through, and she rides it down into a full squat. Okay, notice the reception of the barbell is the same that we worked on earlier in the video. Only difference now is she's catching it and she continues to ride it down and do a nice deep squat. All right, go ahead and do one more for me, Kara. Boom. Good. Whenever we're doing that full clean, we need to go ahead and address the actual squat. So Kara has it in the rack position right now. She just received the barbell. She's gonna ride it down into that squat. And I want you to look at her feet real fast. Heels about shoulder width, her toes are flared out, and her knees are pushed out. We don't wanna see the knees dive in the squat position. We wanna see them pushed out. Low back is nice and flat, and she's maintaining a good rack position by having the elbows across from her, weight of the barbells in her shoulders, and her hands are open and relaxed. Go ahead and stand up. All right, guys, ideally you have bumper plates to train with. If you have steel plates, you'll probably be working from the hang position and out of the rack. If you do have bumper plates, we're gonna talk about going off the ground. All right, so she's gonna go ahead and acquire her grip. The grip's gonna be one that allows her hands to be about 1 inch to 2 inches wider than her shoulders. For most athletes, it's gonna be thumbs distance off that knurling line where the rough bar meets the smooth bar. Okay, from there, she's gonna pull that barbell into her shins. Okay, you're gonna notice that her feet are flat, her knees are pushed out against her arms. Her hips, they're slightly higher than the knees, and she's got a nice flat back. Her eyes are on the wall opposed from her. She's gonna do a slow squeeze coming off the ground, and extend and shrug, okay? Right there, that's that hang position, all right? She's gonna be hitting that hang position as she's coming up from the ground. Go ahead and go back down, Kara. Come up and hit that position on the way up. Pause, boom, right there, and then now extend and shrug. All right, so all we're doing here is we're going to relax, Kara. All we're doing is taking that barbell from the ground to that hang position. Everything should be the same that you just did earlier. All right, so another variation we can add on to this exercise, the clean, is to add a push press in there. You can also power jerk and split jerk. Those are a little more advanced movements. You can go to our website and watch videos on that if you want. But just for simplicity's sake, we're gonna go over the push press here. So she's gonna start off in a good rack position, elbows forward, barbell is sitting on the front of the shoulders. From here, she's gonna do a small dip and use her legs to get that barbell moving up overhead. Go ahead, Kara. Boom, just like that. Okay, she's gonna primarily be using her lower body to start the barbell's movement. Once it crosses about the forehead level, she now uses her shoulders and drives the barbell up overhead. One more time, Kara. Excellent, good. From here, you'll notice, all right, her chin is actually blocking the bar. Whenever that barbell starts to travel up, she has to either A, lift her chin, or B, pull her chin back and out the way. Okay, once that barbell crosses the head, she's gonna bring that head back into a neutral position. Go ahead. Dip and drive. So everyone saw that her head came through the arms and finished in a nice, strong, neutral position. All right, so let's go over some of the common mistakes we see with new athletes on these exercises. The first one is new athletes have a tendency to really jerk the barbell off the ground. Whenever we pull the barbell off the ground, we want a nice, smooth, slow pull. Kara, go ahead and demonstrate an incorrect one. All right, she's gonna load and jerk. That's not what we want to see. What we want to see is a nice, smooth squeeze off the ground, and then the barbell actually accelerates as she comes up into that extension and shrug. All right, so the second mistake we see a lot is athletes with a big looping bar path. Anytime we do Olympic weightlifting, the bar needs to stay as close as possible to the body. So new athletes eventually will start striking that barbell so hard with their hips or their thighs, it'll create the bar to come out and away from the body. Go ahead, Kara, show me one. Good, so really out in front of her. What we want to do is keep that barbell nice and close. Kara, go ahead and show me a good one. Boom, just like that. All right, so another mistake we see with new athletes, they have a tendency to give a death grip on that barbell. And what that keeps them from doing is get their elbows up in that good rack position. So go ahead, Kara. Right there, she has a tight grip. She has not released her hands. She cannot get her elbows up in that good, strong position. What this is doing is now putting all that strain in her wrists, and it's not sitting on her shoulders. Go ahead and do a correct one, Kara. When she punches those elbows through, she needs to relax those hands and catch it up on the shoulders, just like that. Excellent work. All right, the final problem that we see a lot of times is athletes are not getting tall enough. The whole idea behind Olympic weightlifting is to get as tall as possible and then drop under that barbell. They have to extend their ankles, knees, and hips and then shrug that bar up high as they can. Go ahead and get a tall position for me, Kara. Okay, right there, she's on the balls of her feet, her knees are extended, her hips are extended, and she's shrugged up. Once she's in this position, then she's gonna pull herself under the barbell. Okay, Kara, go ahead and do an over-exaggerated extension and drop into her clean. Good, so she over-exaggerated a little bit right there, but the idea is getting as tall as possible, moving that barbell as high as possible by using triple extension, and then dropping underneath that barbell.